Oh, hello, and hello, everyone. Hello and welcome to Ginger Prime. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, something that a dear friend asked me to facilitate. And so I welcome each and every one of you, whether you're watching this and hanging out with us and memorializing Rock Druid, aka Thomas. As if you guys haven't seen the news, if you haven't seen any of the video posts, Rock Druid passed away on February 27th. So, what is this going to be? So, you'll forgive me. This is something that's very different and new, and it's a fact of life, and it's also at the same time a very unfortunate fact of that life. But Rock Druid, he had a peaceful death. He had a very, if you're gonna call anything honorable, that's essentially what he has been fighting and what he had to go through all throughout February. I invite anybody here to be able to share their stories, whether they want to type it into chat, or if you want to come into the voice chat for the Work to Game Discord. Those are all open options. The kind of proceedings today, I don't necessarily have a time limit. I want to make sure that everybody gets the chance that they want to voice any thoughts they have, any stories they have. Now, Rock also had another character over on Primal. Now, while we're also on the Aether Data Center on Primal, note that he had a house as well, and that is opened up. We will make sure that everybody can kind of get what information they need at their fingertips. So if you're over on Primal and you want to go check out his house, it was on Ultros. As far as the specific details, I'm sure somebody will come in and help me facilitate the proceedings here today. Now, my thought is, outside of whether you can join us in game, if there ends up being enough people who are interested in it, I thought we might run Circus Tower as a full pre-made to do kind of one final clear for Rock to send him off at the end. At the end of that, though, if there's not enough interest, it's not critical to the overall service here today. I also have a lot of information that Jane, his wife, sent me about Rock that I thought I would share with everybody. I also thought I'd share my own personal story, and just experience having known Rock for these last several years, and I think being very blessed by his friendship in that matter. I also have his obituary that was printed out, and I thought it was interesting to see and to read. And so one of the things the obituary says, this is in lieu of flowers, cards, the family requests donations be made to the Bald Eagle United Presbyterian Church, Prayer Shawl Ministry, or the American Cancer Society. So just note that if for some reason any of this, if anybody donates anything on the stream, I'm going to direct that to these charities. I would prefer if y'all just went direct, because I know Google takes a cut, and so I would prefer that if anything with today's stream, that if you guys feel inclined to do so, that you go direct to those, and I will just leave it up to you to facilitate that if that's something you feel called to do. It's not a pressure situation, but I'd rather not have to, to deal with Google's cut in this regards. But I do appreciate any and all, the mindset and support. So whether it's thoughts, prayers, or if you feel called to do something else, that's essentially what the family's requested. But we'll go through his obituary. Also, I have his last video. His wife Jane sent me his last video that he never had the opportunity to upload, and so I thought we would watch that together. I think that might be something very enjoyable. I have seen the video, and it makes me sad and happy at the same time to be able to have something like this to share with you guys. So that's essentially kind of the thought process I have for today's memorial service. And I thank each and every one of you guys for joining in on this event. It really does mean the world to me in that regards. Also, I believe Crystal will be over on Twitch as well. So if you guys follow us on Twitch, or you don't, you should, and that will also kind of help that out. And that's going to be kind of the thing. So, like I said, there's really no timetable at this regards. I think essentially right now I'm gonna just kind of open it up with kind of a story for me, and I want to go through some information about Thomas, and I want to go through his obituary, and then I'm going to open it up for stories, and then we'll watch the video, and then from there we'll see what strikes our hearts, in that regards. So if you'll permit me, I'm going to go ahead and open up in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you so much for the gift of Thomas, aka Rock Druid, for his friendship. And we ask that you please bless him and his family and all his loved ones, all those that are left here to grieve along with us within the Work to Game community, but also within his own family. He has lived quite an incredible life, and we are very blessed to have him as somebody to call a friend, somebody to call a mentor, somebody to call a confidant. So I personally am thankful so much for you bringing him into my life, and I ask that you just please bless him, bless his family, and bless all those who miss him dearly. Amen. In the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. So, like I said, Rock in a way was a mentor for me personally. It's always really good, and I've always personally struggled with that. And I also don't want anybody to feel like left out. Like, a lot of you guys actually always inspire me in a lot of different ways, but Rock was just somebody who it was so easy to talk to. I obviously talk about, being a dad, being a content creator, and there are challenges there. And one of the things that was really nice to be able to kind of bounce ideas off of Rock. It was also nice to be able to just share, the kids pooped on the carpet today, and to have somebody who had an honest and open ear to me, in that regard. So somebody who wasn't judging who I am as a parent, as a content creator, as just, a human, but somebody who legitimately cared, and he had no reason to, but that's just who he was. He was just this awesome stand-up guy. And one of the things when he jumped at the chance to help me run the Final Fantasy XIV in-game events, he jumped at that chance and he really took over it and really kind of helped make it something special. We were able to do Eureka. We were able to do all of this content as a community because at least I had somebody, because I know my world can get busy and get, just where it's oh my gosh, and I can't believe I haven't talked to so-and-so in so long. I feel sometimes that's my life, and that's just my life. I'm not going to sit here and worry about it. But he was always he was able to kind of help, keep things kind of, I think, focused for me, keep things directed, and just keep things peaceful. And always was, to ask, and several of you do. So it's I want to make sure that I need to reach out to y'all and say thank you for people who are how you feeling? How you doing? Wes, he was in chat, everybody's in chat, Clink, Lady, and, y'all have all reached out, Rory Khan reached out to me just yesterday. Just, it's always kind of nice to have that kind of hey, how you doing? And that's who Rock was. Rock was hey, how's it going, Brian? How you feeling? What's going on? When are we playing? When are we hanging out? It's oh, yes. And when he got sick, obviously, and I shared, it's there was always, there's always a hope. I do believe in miracles, but it's talking with him, he knew that his, this was his time. And he was very peaceful about it. And he was, very hopeful about it. And, so it was just really inspiring, especially with just him as who he is. And so I'm going to share some stuff about him. I'm going to share his obituary, and then I'll open up voice chat, and then everybody can kind of tell some stories. I see I see some people in chat chatting, so I just want to make sure I get to you guys. Okay, so for case in point, Thomas, he says that, his wife writes, his favorite food was Mexican, although he would eat anything, but he loved spice and hot things. His favorite color, he always said, is a green and a blue. Most of his clothing, though, was either camo or blue shirts with jeans. At Christmas, he always wore a camo Christmas hat, so he was Camo Claus. His all-time favorite movie was Blazing Saddles, and he found it one of the most hilarious movies since it was so politically, I believe, woke. Yeah, it looks like work, according to today's woke crowd. It made fun of all stereotypes that we have about people. Now, he was a fun and anything He was fun and anything animated. He loved Despicable Me movies. We watched them a lot at Christmas, and he was also a big Star Trek fan. When he was younger, he talked to his father into watching the original series by telling him it was about space cowboys, and his father actually loved westerns. He was also a big fan of Star Wars. Firefly was his most favorite as well. He loved gaming. He always found patterns in the games that he played, and he learned to use those to his advantage, and would try to find glitches in the games to advance his skills. He was consistently working to learn more about the various things and side quests of the different games he played. Thomas loved all things Celtic. His favorite hymn was Amazing Grace, done on the bagpipes. He loved coloring, cross-stitch, and plastic canvases. He found those things to be soothing and calming. He loved his career. He loved seeing his students get the light bulb moment when they could see the concept that he taught them, and teaching was a passion of his. He saw the divine in everything around him. He believed that you could see God in all around you by simply just by the earth that we live on. He could see the wonder of our entire galaxy in space as a wonderful creation of God. He had a great sense of humor, and there was always laughter when Thomas was around. And during his last week on Earth, my son had come to stay with him at the hospital. My son wanted to share with him how much he appreciated him for what he taught them as a child. My son Victor truly felt Thomas was his father. He taught him the most valuable lesson in life: don't be an asshole. One of those afternoons that we were talking about my grandson to his mentor looked a lot like Bob Ross. Victor asked me if I thought Thomas looked like Jim Henson. I laughed and I told him at times I did. We both thought that Thomas was sleeping, and all of a sudden we hear Thomas singing, me mum. Not me. Me on mum. Not me. So even at the end of his life, humor was there. He loved his gaming friends. He always mentioned many of you by name and the stories you shared with him, and he truly loved all of you. His death was very peaceful, as Sister Teresa and Sister Gabrielle told him. He is having a good Catholic death. He had a patron saint, and it was Raphael. He had many visits from Raphael, and often talked about the healing power that he felt around those visits. At Christmas, when he was in the hospital and Sister Gabrielle came to see him, she told us that she knew that he was in the hospital due to the lights on the trees in the hospital. While they were all white, when she walked down the hall where he was, they were glowing green. The last morning of Thomas's life, I stayed with him and the night before and forgotten my medications, so I told him I was going to go back and get them. It's a 45-minute drive one way, and I had gotten my meds, and I was walking out the door when I got a call from the hospice at Gatehouse. The nurse told me Thomas was asking for me. He felt that it was time for him to go. He stayed with them until I was able to get there. They had some of the most serene music playing as I entered the room. Misty and Aaron told me, "We've never had a patient tell us they were ready to go." It amazed them. He was always so aware of what was happening to him. They also told me that he was surprised that I got there in 20 minutes. I told them some laws may have been broken. The one nurse, Misty, told me that he said that I would say that to them. I hope this helps. And that's what she writes. And let's jump into the memorial. And again, as a reminder, if anybody wants to come voice any kind of stories, that's going to be in the chill room in Discord, and we'll have that popped up here in a second. All right. So this is Rock. This is Rock Druid, Thomas. And he kind of does look like Jim Henson, right? Let's see here. Dr. Thomas passed away peacefully on February 27th at the Gatehouse, his wife at his bedside, after a long battle with cancer. He is survived by his wife, Jane, brother Jimmy, and his wife, Wanda, in North Carolina, two stepsons, Victor and Charles of North Carolina, a niece, Mary, of North Carolina, and nephew, JD, of North Carolina. He was preceded in death by his mother, Peggy, and his father, David. Dr. Thomas taught of the Department of Geology and Physics, and he began at LHU in 2004 when he was promoted to the rank of professor in August 2017. He served as a chair from 2011 to 2014 during the construction of his transition to the new Science Center at ECSC. His collegiately and dedication to the success of the department and the university were most evident during that period. He taught courses at all levels of geology. His students prized him as a teacher. He inspired them through mentoring and supervising more than 30 independent studies, many of which resulted in presentations and publications at the national and regional geology conferences and in highly regarded journals. His services extended to the science community as well. He was a member of 6 different geology-oriented professional associations. He inspired LHU students and local school groups in the field of paleontology by organizing field trips to the famous Red Hill Devonon fossil site near North Bend, PA. His work with the Geoscience Club contributed to the local community through the PennDOT highway cleanups and various other community-related activities. He was an avid gamer while under the identity of Rock Druid. He loved bringing in people into the world of the RPGs and the MMOs, and he was always able to assist with their quests and gaming skills. He wants to remind people to find beauty in the splendor of the divine God in all of your surroundings. In lieu of flowers, and we said this earlier, in lieu of flowers, Fleming requests donations be made to either the Bald Eagle United Presbyterian Church Prayer Shawl Ministry Group or the American Cancer Society. There will be a memorial service held in his honor on April 30th. All right, at this time, I'm going to bring in everybody hanging out in voice chat, we are obviously going to be welcome to share each and everybody's stories here for sure. So hopefully you guys feel inclined. We will later watch his last video together, and if there is enough interest in a full 24-man, we'll be doing that as a Circus Tower run for Rock. So thank you guys so much for that long intro, and I'll go ahead and bring in voice chat. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here. I've hopefully been doing an okay job. I'm kind of just feeling my way through this, so if anybody has a story they'd like to share about Rock, I'd love to hear it.
I'll go first then, I guess, unless Chris is muted.
We can go ahead and go first.
All right. During the past couple of years, ever since I joined the Work to Game crew and stuff like that for the game, Rock and you guys have been there supporting me as sort of like a online game friends and family kind of thing. It took, which I am grateful for, because I don't think I'd be playing this game for as long as what I have been for over the years. I really liked it that when I would talk to Rock, he would share with me concerns and other things, and he really didn't go into too much of his health thing, which, I mean, even though I work in a hospital, I'm sort of glad that I don't know where the words to put, but he overall was, as you said, an open individual, caring person, and I'm gonna miss him as a gamer and a brother.
Thank you, Clink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if no one else wants to go, I'll go ahead and go next.
All right, you can go ahead.
I don't really have a specific story to tell about Rock. Just a statement about him. First and foremost, Rock would, if anybody needed anything, whether it was help, or have a question, or just needed an ear to listen to, he'd gladly offer it. And that's the kind of person he was. That's the kind of person or ideal I'd like to help portray as we continue to push forward, especially with Work to Game. And that should be honored and respected. And that's the most important thing I think that matters to me. So, with that, that's my 2 cents about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. Bandit Charizard says that he was and is our community manager. He always made sure to rotate activities so that everyone would have something that they could participate in with the Work to Game community. Thank you, Bandit. The Infecta says, OMG, Rock answered so many of my noob questions. Such a great human being and always helpful. And Chronicles says, sorry for the massive loss. Thank you, Chronicles. Lamp Devil says, I know that when I was new to WTG, he was always so nice to me, always so helpful, always so supportive. He would always strive to be as open to our fellow players, or we should always strive to be as open to our fellow players. Hear, hear. Chili says, I really didn't know Rock that much, but anytime I met him, he brought so much joy into the room. He was such a lovely person, and he's going to be missed. Stephanie writes, and I love this. My condolences to you and the community. May Rock walk perpetually in the light of the crystal. If anybody has any other like stories and stuff like hearing voice, you're welcome. The floor is open. Bandit follows it up saying, my favorites were always the treasure maps because Rock would actually gift maps to anyone who didn't have any, so everyone could get a chance to participate.
We seem busy today. What are we doing?
We're sending off for Rock Druid. He passed away on the 27th.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. If you knew him, you can tell a story. We're all just kind of hanging out.
I did not.
The Void Crew says, I didn't really know him well, but he and I talked off and on a little on the Discord. He was always interested in a lot of certain theories that I had, and it was always very welcoming. Varen says, he deserves all the love and hopefully is a true warrior light with all that he did to help anyone who asked for it. Roxy writes, when I was in the Work to Game free company, Rock was amazing. He helped me with my and me and my husband see that there was more to the game than just logging in. He helped me to step foot into Savage, and he was always just an amazing person. And Susie asks, do you remember how you met him? And honestly, I don't. Like, it's when I think about, I don't actually remember the moment that I met Rock. It just is one of the guys that in my mind, it just feels like I've known him forever. But obviously that isn't true in that regard. So I do not have the specific, my first memory of Rock, because it just, like, all of content creation for me blends, like, it feels like he was there the whole time, if that makes sense. Jorge, go ahead.
I was gonna say there is one thing is I do know with Rock a couple times, especially on days that I would be at work. He, especially on Sundays when it wasn't busy, he would shoot me up, keep me or talk to me on Discord, keep me company, and just talk about whatever that was on his mind, and or I would try to contact him if he was busy, and as he would try to get back to me later. And that right there, as I think, is the symbolism of a true and great friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said, Clink. Thank you. The Void Crew says he'll be proud to know that I'm all geared up and finally able to learn how to do Savage. I don't think I'm as good as figuring out materia I need for slots yet, though. So, and good afternoon, Richard. How are you doing today?
So how well my connection is. I'm out in
Hey, Faye.
Outback Australia. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you. Do you have a story you want to share about Rock?
Well, I joined the of Rock. I ran into him on another role, and I think it was in a dungeon, and there was a discussion about housing during it, and added some stuff to their conversation, and then Rock added me after, and then we proceeded to decorate. Well, no, his FC for it. To help out, I created a character here and figured I'd do this. Basically, when Rock met me, I had probably about 30 all around the level of at least having up because I decorate them. And he asked me why I was doing that, and I said I had a lot of time. It was because at the time, I believe, I was still in hospital getting treated acute leukemia and lymphoma. We got talking. Might have been a time sort of blank. But I took him on an adventure to show him the other events I had. Showed him glitch furniture, how to get out into the housing void, to decorate out there. Although he never did his house. He did learn the basics of it. Anyway, that's all I do. It's just a story of how I met him, how he, I would pop over and chat, and like this. Anyway, I'm just here to make sure that he's.
Thank you, Faye. I really appreciate that story.
His house will eventually appear, so you may wish to record it.
Yeah, I think somebody has an alt over there, and they've been working on doing that. I'll follow up on that though for sure.
Yeah. The problem is because it's a house, and us to enter it unless someone's got access to his account. That helps.
I think someone might. I'll have to follow up on that though. I can talk to his wife for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Everson, do you want to say you have a story you want to share or a thought?
Yeah, when we first met Rock, he was just kind of just going through the game, just playing it as a game, and he was kind of having a rough time with it one day, and here comes Rock, and he's like, hey, get out of that, come with me. So he takes us on this trek clear across the ocean. He's like, all right, click on that entity. Click on that entity. All right, now we're gonna raid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. And he there's so many different things to do in the game that it was more than just logging in, doing quests, grinding. And he was having another rough day one day, and he's like, you know what? Stop. Talk to me. Like I said, you know, he's always a welcome here, good friend, and whenever my daughter would come around, he'd start talking to her. I had an open mic, and he's like, oh, does she want to talk? He'd always be very interactive with my kids, and just friendly to everyone. And it, like my wife said, he taught us that it was more than just logging into the game, about friends, family, and everyone you meet along the way. And I told him one day, I'm like, because he'd help me out with a bunch of my crafting stuff as well. And I was like, I don't know, I'm going to pay you back. He's like, no, just pay it forward. So he's just overall a really good guy. And in the short time that you knew him, he became a really great friend.
Thank you, Everson. That's beautiful. Gotham says, I only knew him from when you guys asked us to go subscribe to him, but I really enjoyed his thoughts and his videos. His loss will be felt. And we also, coming up, we'll watch his last video together for sure. Yeah, I think it says, what's the location in game? We're in the midst. Do we have a command for that? Chris, do you know, like, what ward and zone, or, like, is that something I can see? Is that by the placard or something? I was like, I don't even know anymore. Plot 18, 5th Ward, Mist, in that regard. So if you're on the Aether Data Center, we're on Sargatanas, Plot 18, 5th Ward. Hopefully somebody can... thank you very much, Chris. Appreciate that.
He also did have an alt over on Ultros.
Yes, he has a house over on Ultros as well. So I think there's somebody who's got some of that recorded, but if you're over on Primal, I don't have it memorized to who that might be, but I know within the Discord we can make sure that people get connected if you want to go check out his his house.
Literally next to the FD.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He also has another house or on Sargatanas that's directly across from the Work to Game FC house. It's Plot 23, 5th Ward, Mist. Same. It's in the yeah. It's just right down the hill, right across from the mark board. So if you want to, feel free to sign the book on both if you want to leave your condolences, because I know they only allow one writing thing every like 24 hours.
He also changed his last name in game to Ronso, that one character. So Chris is actually over on Twitch right now. Looks like he's running up to the book to sign it. So I think I'll do the same in that regards. I think if y'all want to follow me over this way. Thank you very much, Clink. Because it's like Rock was he loved this game. Like, to sit here and say that I couldn't even begin to define Rock as casual. He's like multiple characters, doing the raids, all that stuff. Here, I'm gonna like 103 total likes. Leave a message.
I think at his FC rank, that's at about 400.
Cool. We'll have to. I'll go in. I'll capture all the messages and stuff like that for his wife. So we'll do that. I'll do that. Probably tonight or tomorrow or something like that, giving people hopefully enough time if they miss the ceremony and want to go write a message to him in this regards. Where am I at? Yeah, so Mist, Ward 18, right here. Maybe I'll go get the official frame from the placard. Lot 23, 5th Ward. If y'all want to sign his book in game. Thank you very much, Clink, for that. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Also, I was going to say, if you guys want to, I've been taking screenshots of the book so we can upload it to Discord, and I don't know, maybe if you want to send it, send it out or whatever.
Awesome. You've already saved me so many hours of going and getting everything in the book. So we've got more to do now that more people are aware of the book. But yes, Clink and I will team up. We'll make sure that gets to his wife, Jane.
Get his F ring as well.
Mm-hmm.
His wife should read that.
And no worries about not being able to be here in person. As a part of any kind of funeral march, actually what I could probably do, if we can get the interest, my thought was we would actually climb the circus tower, in my mind, thinking moving upwards in that regards. And do that as a full pre-made. Recruits. How do I do it as a alliance? Cool. We'll put in a password for 9999 so people don't get confused. Okay. Alright, so we have an alliance party up. Password's 9999. If we can get, I mean, I guess we could also maybe run it unsynced, so that way we'll let this get formed up, etc. So we got plenty of time.
I started in another part on the alliance, so.
No, you're good. Like it's yeah.
Well, because I know it won't let, if you decide to do it unsynced, it won't let you in unless you have at least one person in all three rows.
Oh yeah.
All three rows.
It's not like, thankfully, it's not like the first one where you still have to have and do the Atmos mechanic. Otherwise, like I still see people get tripped up over that one. Thank you very much, Aurora, for coming, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. And again, like this, we'll keep this open for a little while, and just let anybody kind of come in and share what they want to share. And if I miss something in chat, I do apologize. Jesus asks, "What's up, Jesus?" Or Jesus. It's either one. Says, "Is the book available to sign in all worlds?" I think you can world visit to the book, right? Like, I think you could sign the book even if you're world visiting.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
as long as you're on the Aether Data Center until the open world travel thing comes available.
Yeah. I'm gonna give we can come back and do more stories, but I'll keep it open for about 5 more minutes, and then what we'll do is while the alliance fills itself up, we'll swap the view over to Rock's final video, and we'll kind of let that play out and kind of listen to that, and wish that there was going to be more after that, but I'm proud of him for making the jump, and thank you guys so much for responding to that call. He before he passed, he got to see him roll over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. That I don't have any other way to say thank you. I wish there were more profound words. Oh, thank you, Wendy.
Hey, how's it going, Brian?
Hey, what's up, Red? How you doing, my dude?
Pretty dang good, dude. Pretty dang good. I didn't get a chance to watch you yet. You are in 14, correct?
Yeah, we're doing Rock's memorial service right now.
Oh, okay. I'm not interrupting right this second. I'll be jumping on in a minute.
Okay, great. Come on in. Yeah, we're gonna do an alliance raid of Circus Tower to try to, send him off. And hopefully a fun way. Like Wakes, there's always a sense in my mind, like conflicting sense of emotion in terms of like I'm so thankful to having known him. I wish we had more time with him, and that's I think the sense of it all. But there's also a sense of peace, that I have with the situation, and I'm just thankful that I had him as a friend. I think my life is better because of Rock Druid.
That's awesome. It sucks what happened, but that is awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the best. It sucks. Cancer freaking sucks, dude.
Yeah, I did leave him a message in Discord. He responded back, and it was very heartwarming. His comment back, it really was.
You want to share it with the group, or you don't have to if you don't want to?
No, I can. I don't mind. Give me a. I'm just finishing uploading my video right now. Give me a quick second. I'll jump in there.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah,
all right, here you go.
I want to say this before you jump in. Michael says it's okay to grieve, but let's all remember what Rock brought to us. He gave us so much joy in his own way, and I that's beautifully said. Thank you so much, Michael. All right, go ahead, Red.
All right, so I did. You know me, I'm very direct and very short. So I left him a small message. Basically, I told him we are praying for you and your family in my house. We wish you the best. We didn't play a lot together, but we still. Part of the same community. We wish you the best, and remember that you are loved over here at this community, and we all love you. And he just responded back that thanks a lot. That means a lot, and that was on the 24th. So that was right around that timeline.
Yeah.
Just him commenting back and just reading it. It stinks what happens. Cancer does suck. Many people in my family passed away from it. But I just hope that little bit I said meant something to him and his family. I hope it did.
It did. Rock and I counted down him to 1,000, and he was getting kind of weak. And again, I was always just like, dude, just rest. So him and I had some really good conversations. But the messages, like he and his wife, like they were just so blown away, and that makes me so damn proud. Of you guys. It just means a lot, just because we all have lives and busyness, but just to be able to kind of come together in a sense of kind of this, in a community sense, and whether it's like, some people express like this sadness that they didn't spend enough time, and Rock doesn't want people to be sad. Like that's one of the things he wants people to be happy and like what Wes said, to pay it forward. Like it's the idea that like we want to sit here, and it was also I think Faye maybe, and hopefully I'm not blending stories all together and miscrediting, but that idea of paying it forward. Like he just was here to help, and that's what he was about. And and he was a good friend. He was a good mentor to me, especially as he's a doctor, like he loved geology. I love that aspect. I guess a part of me kind of wishes we got a geomancer in this game for him. I guess I was like, I got bad news for you, Rock. I don't see that happening anytime soon. And people were asking, thank you, Chili. And so maybe I probably should get a command on that, Chili. So I don't know how to do that. Yes, hopefully we won't have to do many of these, but if nothing else, I think they'll be good just for anybody who wants to come. We're actually, I can pull it up specifically because on the map, like our house for the free company is here. We're plot 18, 5th ward on the Mist, and we're over here at Rock's house, and there's a book that you can come up and you can sign, and we're gonna take this and we're going to capture these messages that you guys have been leaving to him, so that way we can send that to his wife. And then I saw I think it was Richard ask, saying he wants to support any donations that are given through Google, in this case the YouTube. They asked for either the Presbyterian Church Prayer Straw Ministry or the American Cancer Society. I'd ask personally, rather than give me and give Google any cut in this regards, I wouldn't take any cut, but regardless, from a managerial perspective, if you feel inclined, you do not have to. Just being here is great. But if you feel inclined, I would just go directly to the organization so it doesn't get diluted through transferring of hands in that regard. So it just saves me a little effort, and it also saves Google's 30% off the top cut. So the description, the pinned comment is directing you to what they stated specifically. But it's you can do whatever you feel called. Like if you want to just give to any particular charity in his name, I'm sure that he definitely would appreciate that. Nubs and Nibs, which I just want to tip of the hat for the awesome name, by the way. He says, "Hey brother, I don't have a mic with me, but Touchy Nubs and Faye are going to miss that furball and wish his family well. He was a brother to all, no matter what your background." Well said, Nubs. Well said. And Red, the party finder is up. So if you look at the password, it's 9999. Do we have a full online? We have 4 more slots open in that regards. I don't think it actually lets me invite because this group is full. Let's see here. It will eventually be demolished, Jackie. So Jackie asked, will his house account be live or be maintained? And based off of what I've been told, and Rock's even own statement, that they will go into disrepair and be available to somebody who wants them. And that's what he wants. He doesn't want somebody to hold a house in his honor in this game and keep somebody else from not being able to get a house. So he would much rather somebody in the community have a house in this regard. Let's see here. Nim says, "So sorry for everyone's loss here. I truly wish I could have known this person. I am sure he was a great person. I wish him the best for everyone who knew him in the hard time, and best wishes." Thank you so much. The Infectus says, "I always look forward to the DC travel so I can participate in the community events. I won't be the same without him." It definitely won't be. It definitely won't be for sure. But he leaves a legacy in that regards in my mind, in that regards. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss up the video for Rock's final video so we can kind of watch that together. We do have 2 more open slots, so we can do the Circus Tower Lions raid as a way of kind of sending him off. So just note that that's going to be coming up. So just give me 1 second to get that set up.
Well, I was going to say, I'm really impressed with the amount of signage. It went from 1 page all the way up to half of a full book, up to 5 pages signed.
Wow.
On Rocks alone. So I'm checking ours right now.
Thank you very much, Clink. Let me get the video queued up. All right, I'm going to toss over. Make sure this actually looks correct. And make sure I got the volume up. Okay. I'm going to see if I can't turn game down a little bit so I'm not having too many conflicting sounds. Okay. All right, everybody, this is Rock's final video, and I hope you guys enjoy. It wasn't edited. This was the raw recording, so he'll come in talking here in a second.
It's been a while since I got to make videos. I know many of you wonder if I'd get back to making videos, but real life gets in the way and takes priority. But I've gotten back to a point I can start making new videos. During my hiatus of making videos, I've come up with a plan for a new Final Fantasy XIV video series. It came about as I played Final Fantasy XIV on my PS4. I got into the habit of turning off the HUD, like it is right now on the screen, and just viewing the world. And as we see on here, the world is actually very beautiful. It's an amazing world. And this mostly came about due to all my jobs being at Capped. I played the game at a more leisurely pace than I had before, so I took time to sort of look at the stuff, and it was amazing. During this time, I worked on finding all the fishing spots in the previous expansions. And as I went about this, I discovered also that you could turn off the HUD and fish. This was really nice because it was very relaxing. It made me slow down my gameplay. And this slow pace showed me even more the beauty of this virtual world that's been made for us. The developers went to a lot of trouble to make a beautiful virtual world. It was also during this time that Yoshi P stated in a live letter to take time and see the beauty of the virtual world of Final Fantasy XIV. So besides turning off the HUD fishing, I started flying like I am here right now. And I really was awestruck with the beauty. I mean, as we can see in the background here, Limsa Lominsa in the background, it's just amazing. And I started doing the sightseeing logs. The sightseeing logs, I think the developers had made as a way to get people to actually go and look at these things. But a lot of us don't really ever do those. This new series will start right here in Limsa Lominsa and the other starting cities, and then branch out from there. I want to show off the beauty of this virtual world and delve into the lore that we see. There's been so much put into the backgrounds that we see, the lore, all of this other stuff that I really want to get into that. Also, I'm going to do some fishing tips and some other things, and I see lots of potential videos. There are so many I envision this video series going on for quite a while, because there is so much to see and look at, especially since I'm going to start at the very beginning in these A Realm Reborn areas and then branch out from there. Also, I'm going to use the new feature where we can go into the dungeons and not have to worry about the monsters and explore. I've done that, and that is amazing in itself. I hope to allow others who might have not stopped to view the beauty of this virtual world to see it and enjoy it, and maybe even get inspired to go look and explore. I think that's really what makes Final Fantasy XIV so wonderful. There's these things that you can go explore. You think you may know everything, but there's so much there. I mean, I feel that a lot of times that we're always pushing to get the cap on all of our jobs, and we're pushing to complete all these dungeons and to farm and to grind, and we miss the beauty that is there in front of us. So this game is full of this wonders to be explored, enjoyed. Remember the old saying, joy is actually in the journey, not the completion of it. So let's not constantly rush through and then go, oh, I'm bored. How can you be bored? Look at the sun rising in the background. We've got Limsa Lamensa in the background. And how can you be bored with scenery like this? I mean, the scenery is amazing. In some places, you can actually see the shadow of your mount below on the ground. That is amazing detail. I hope you enjoy the new video series. I plan on getting the first video out this week, hopefully, and get back to a more normal schedule of putting out videos. So, hope you enjoy this as much as I've enjoyed looking at this stuff, and I'm excited to get started on this.
That's where it ends there. So what did you guys think of his last video?
I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see some people in chat saying, please make this series. And it would be so great. Like, and so if anybody's looking at wanting to pick up that torch, I think you have somebody at least they'll be interested in checking it out and seeing that one for sure. Yeah. It's like turn off the HUD. Like I love turning off the HUD in this game.
It makes me wish I would have got to know him.
It's okay that you didn't too. You know, like we all come in, we all have our different entry points and to different people. So I hopefully nobody feels sad that they missed out on knowing him, but that's essentially where, you know, we can hopefully as a community like really kind of honor who he is and who he was. I'm not crying.
I am glad for his videos though. And yes, you're crying, not me.
I was also reading some of chat, so.
Crazy that when he showed his real life pictures, I was like, the first thought that came to my mind was like, holy crap, there's Louis Suave.
A real life Louis Suave.
Well, I mean, Louis Suave, he was a man of faith, he was a man of books, well educated. So, I mean, he might as well be.
Mm-hmm. Excellent points. And Void Crew says, it sucks that we couldn't have DC travel, but now would have come with their main. And it's like one of the things that I want to make sure that we continue on, that Rock expressed to me that he wants, obviously, us to continue on, is the community game nights. You know, whether you can make or you not. The goal of it is obviously not to be a high presser situation, but a place that people can come, feel accepted, feel welcomed, have some fun. We've had people where we've gotten them through the raids because that's what they wanted to do. And sometimes I get it. Like, it's hard to, like, sometimes you're coming into an online game. Maybe this is your first online game. Maybe you're more introverted and it takes a lot of effort. And that's kind of what Rock's responsibility and job was. And he wants to see that continue on. I want to see that continue on. Perfectly timed emote. Man, that tickles me so much. And I think that's important to what, you know, like as a community, because it's, you know, Chris and I have often said it's not just about Chris or me. The idea and the concept behind it is that we all have, you know, we all have lives. We all have like responsibilities and family, and those should come first. And when we have the opportunity to get together and relax and play and de-stress, especially with like the last couple of years, especially with Rock, you know, fighting cancer, he expressed how much y'all meant to him, because it was something that, you know, allowed him to kind of, you know, not become that, not to be somebody who, you know, like it was just something that he was fighting, as opposed to like something that became his identity. I like that, Michael. Smile better suits a hero. I think it's well said. There's so many good quotes from Final Fantasy that are always really nice to see. We do have 2 slots open in Alliance C, so if those do get filled up, we'll go ahead and put ourselves in a queue. So you're fine. Y'all can come into frame. I see Chris in his mighty pig suit over there. Sounds like we just got one more. Digital Reaper with the $5 super chat, and thank you so much. I'll be sure that gets to where it needs to go. My condolences to Rock Druid. My father passed away from cancer. My prayers go to his family, community, and family. And I'm so sorry to hear about your father on Digital. I'm so sorry. Final Phase said, I joined, but you've done the Void Arc, but you haven't done Crystal Tower. You must have been playing that character before it became mandatory. So we got one more spot open. I believe we can run it unsynced, meaning I think in my mind that we will literally decimate.
I think you could do it minimal eye level 2.
Yep, that's all right. So Vinyl confirms that they did. It's so interesting because like when Chris, and I don't know if Chris would like he's kind of shared his story a little bit, but and I know he's here. The like when like all that wasn't mandatory, and so it was kind of the side content. But then he also then went and they had the big Graha reveal and then and Shadowbringers, and for me I'm like yes, and then Chris was like I don't know who that is, but he knows now clearly. But oh, your Aether alt is level 11. That I think that it doesn't let us pull somebody in that low. That'd be wild, though. Why is that guy dying and everything else is getting melted in one shot? And thanks, Oakland, for the 8 months of support over on Twitch. Saw that notification. Dark Wolf says, I forgotten about Graha because I cleared Crystal Tower so long ago. And then it was all just coming back out. Yeah. There was a gap. There was definitely a gap with Graha. It was like, I'm glad they made it mandatory. Otherwise, it just seems like, what's going on? Void Crew says they DPS the floor at level 90 anyway. That's how I felt learning Reaper. I'm like, oh. Well, thanks, Melmont. Yes, we'll definitely keep it going. And also from that anxiety, just note that with like coming up in the game with probably mid-April, and as they kind of trickle that forward, they're easing up the social requirements for playing through the story. So just note that you should be able to jump in and hopefully get comfortable with the game. And then if you feel like, stepping out, more, that you'll have that opportunity. There are some things that will be multiplayer, but just note that as the game evolves, like it, in 6.1, the dungeons are going to have an option that's going to reduce that on you and give you the flexibility to kind of play it on your own pace. Okay, I'm going to put a last call. If we got one spot more for the Alliance raid, we're going to do Circus Tower, and I think we're going to melt the Circus Tower. But if you guys would like to join us, this is going to be kind of our march. And I guess if we want to march around, like at that point, like anybody have suggestions or things that they would feel would be fun or significant, I'd be, happy to entertain it and, be here for as long as you guys, want. I don't want anybody to feel rushed. We're not doing it minimum high level. Unsynced and walk the whole way. I like that. I like that. Like just take it, because I think it's a very beautiful thing. I think it's a very beautiful thing. Let's see here. And unrestricted.
There's also one more thing I learned from Rock as well, and that is to not leave any day left unchallenged and use every moment to its fullest. There's nothing that's fate's choice. It's your life. You make the choices, and also always take the time to have a moment of fun, even if it is just looking up a cheesy joke.
Yeah. That's beautifully said. Thank you. All right, and to make it as a part of what people have asked for, I'll play No HUD. I don't think I'm not going to impact anybody's world, but I do like No HUD, and I want to take in the scenery and what have you. So it's up to everybody if they want to do that for themselves. Obviously, most of us are like level 90, so this is going to be pretty epic. I picked this place because A, obviously we're ascending. And then B, I just think it visually looks just beautiful. And I hope that Rock appreciates this. I'm sorry, Susie. I don't even remember what it was called. It was like Memorial for Rock Druid, something like that. Yeah, when you take out the HUD in this game, and I have I guess the privilege that I have an ultra wide monitor, and so like I do have the game kind of stretched out more than what you actually see on the screen, so it goes beyond both sides, left and right, and it just is so like gorgeous. Is there a button that makes it easy to walk? Because I don't know, I'm usually running.
Is there a button that makes...
Mine's bound to the backslash on the num key.
All right, let me try that.
On num key is default.
Backslash on the num key, okay. Hey, there we go, thank you. Oh man, that makes it so much easier. Wow.
Available lesson learned for Eureka.
It's so funny because yeah, we usually like obviously run and rush through this content in this zone, you know. Oh, good, and it keeps itself. I mean, Rock's right. It's just how massive this place is. And also how significant it is to the story in the world. Oh yeah, the muscle memory, like you kind of get in that sense where, and that's kind of the point of Rock's video, of just like you go and you just start looking at just the glyphs and things like that that an artist took time to create these. You know, just to have that look and perspective. And they melted the first room. You got the water. See, like, how often do we notice the water that encircles this, just this like platform?
Yeah, you just passed through too many times.
Yeah, I know. It just becomes like, all right, you know.
Except the lava and the Labyrinth of the Ancient.
Yeah.
They just splash water in there. They just step on it on purpose.
Yeah. Chris has been working on like a video series that I'm really excited that when he gets time to publish it, but his scientific mind has just been going nuts, and I can't wait for him to be able to share that, because I think he's going to be excited about it. But I think a lot of it kind of entails with like, are these things also doing other things that we're not aware of? You know? I mean, the power that they've put into the Crystal Tower and like lore wise is phenomenal. And that might be your answer, Chris. It's like, how is it possible? Crystal Tower. You still like even higher, and I love that you can still see the area that you are in, and they have that camera blur, and again more of the glyphs and things like that going up to this next platform. I think we're in Mist Ward 5. Plot 18 is the official FC one. And then we're over at Rock's house, which is kind of adjacent to it. Imagine actually having to run up all these stairs. No wonder like the warrior lights like are in like top fit condition. It's like, yeah, how many times I've run up the Crystal Tower stairs? Thank you, Final. Sonia says, never skip leg day. And as the brick turns more into crystal, walking through the little Reaper Void thing there. I love that. Yeah, and this arena becomes crystal. And the stairs from here on out, like, you see it kind of just circling up and up and up. Like, if this was in 1.0, I think they would literally make you run up all of that. And he's gone. Boom. So even more circular. Higher and higher we climb.
I don't even remember doing the mechanics for that guy for a long time now.
Oh man, we haven't done, like, you see all the platforms on the side, like those are like, I haven't ever been in a group that's needed them. However,
Yeah.
I still have to do the mechanics for Labyrinth of the Ancients. Like, you cannot, there's still mechanics you have to do for that, otherwise you're donezo. Then you see kind of these windows that are also forming on the Crystal Tower where light's just beaming in. See those, like, right there? See if there's any, like, up or...
Look straight down.
Wow.
That's my first thing I do.
Wow, look at all that. It just goes and goes and goes. This place is really tall.
Don't do that. That actually scares me.
I get. Oh man, I'm gonna just take that. Something about this boss is very fitting. Well, and still, you can look at the top, like this room. I mean, it's spectacular. In a way, it's a theater. In the round. You know? Because you have these, like, boxes and stuff. Where people could sit and watch. Yeah, complete with couches and stuff. And some kind of, I guess, balcony? Huh. This is by far, I think, one of the most beautiful viewpoints and vantage points in all of Final Fantasy XIV. I wish we could get into the water, though. Y'all want to gather around for a picture? I think it's almost perfect right over here. With the kind of the sun in the background. And the throne.
It wasn't sunny until the meteors came.
grab a picture. Post a couple in Discord. Save these as well. Let's see here. Maybe do G pose, I guess. It's like I just took a screenshot. 1 second. I guess G pose would give me a couple of extra tools. This. Thank you, everybody, on that. I posted those in Discord if anybody wants copies of those. And then other people have posted their own, so it's just fantastic. Your carbuncle gets no respect. Yeah, there's still like even more tower to witness and see. Can't even see the top. Ah.
It's actually pretty interesting if you look at the lighting source.
Mm-hmm.
The shadows come off of each part of the pillar in the back from the sun.
Okay.
So it's got really good shading. Like, I didn't notice it till just now, but yeah, actually looks pretty cool.
I'm gonna say something that might get hopefully a laugh out of Chris, but can we get some housing like up here on top of the Crystal Tower? Like, what's it gonna take for Yoshi P to let me get a house like right here on the water up on top of the Crystal Tower? Let's go. He's shaking his head. He's already disappointed in me.
It's only one house. Only one person can claim
it. Oh, he's rubbing his face. Ah, yes. That brings me so much joy. Oh, we've been talking about how housing is like. Oh, thank you for that reaction, Chris. I appreciate it. Oh. We're just laughing that people are like, "Can I get a housing on the moon?" And you're like, "Come on."
That would be cool, though.
Yeah. Oh no, I've given people ideas. If I hear about this asked at any of the fan fests.
Amarok condos.
Yeah, I know, right? Rock will be like, oh, what are you doing, Brian? Shakes fist in the air. Absolutely.
Don't we need our moon shoots first?
Yeah.
We'll just ask the question and give Rock all the credit.
Yeah. It was his final wish that we get housing in the Crystal Tower and not on the moon. It's like, all right, guys. You'll hear me audibly yell, "What the F?" It's not true.
It was an unspoken wish.
TGI Fishbowl asks, so why in particular this kind of this place for kind of the walkthrough? I thought it was like thematically interesting. I like Rock, being a Christian in that regards, that we're ascending, to what I believe outside of the moon. I mean, I guess we could have gone there, but that would also probably like cut off some people in their characters. But I thought I was like, oh, this is something that's fairly early in terms of the overall Final Fantasy. It also is ascending like a tall thing, and then I just think this is a beautiful spot, so it's like if I was to be virtually laid to rest, I don't know, maybe I'm being selfish, but like this would be a really good spot.
Very serene.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rock, he just said, just run it however you run it. I go, great, I've never done this before, which I think is a good thing. I mean, but well, that's nice. It's a fun emote for up here, making a wish.
That got me thinking. That throne would make it perfect. Small house.
Mm-hmm. Coming soon, the Crystal Tower Apartments. All has been peaceful with the world. Does anybody know, this is more like a lore question, where they get the water up here? I'm assuming they have to pipe it up.
Magic.
I guess that's always a right
Water
answer.
crystals.
Water
That's
crystals
like-
are perpetual water.
It's like asking how the fountain in Charlian works.
It's plumbing. Like, it's plumbing 101. Like, Chris and I were like, why are people really, like, thinking about it? Like, we do that in the real world.
Yeah, that's because plumbing is magic.
Oh, that's, honestly, I know
And
nothing about it, so.
electricity. No, seriously, it's like, it's not supposed to work, but it works.
Ethereal conduits constructed to keep crystal engine energies at peak power. There's a side quest for the Charlian water fountain. Oh, good to know. I'll have to go check that one out. I don't know if y'all can see it on my screen, but there's like a, if you look at it at the right angle, you can see the tear in the assets. Right there. I wonder if there's any others. Here's another one.
Well, it's hard to make patterns, man.
I'm not worried. Like I didn't fault anybody for it. It's like it's just I'm just like saying like what I got from Rock's video is like it's like to take time and to recognize and also then even appreciate like these little things. Like this doesn't bother me at all. Like I think this is really cool. Like,
it's Square Enix. This is original.
And I'm just kind of curious, like, from this asset itself, like, here's the line here. So, like, how big are ultimately these blocks? And then there appears to be a drop-off of some sort right here. And then kind of another layer. Man, I wish we could run through that. I wish, like, after, like, they would let us, like, jump off and go run around. Yeah, here's another segment. So they all, like, yeah, it appears pretty evenly segmented. Probably the other line probably being under this. That's so beautiful. I like the dancing. Yeah, maybe that might be fun. Bumper puts. It's a whole new minigame. I don't know what's ultimately on the top floor. I guess that's probably where the control room is.
There's a statue of the.
How do you see it?
There's a cutscene up there.
Okay. I was like, because I can't get up there. All right.
Yeah, the end of Shadowbringers, I think, is on that ledge.
Oh, nice. All right, I'll go ahead and exit and we'll hang out at the house for a little bit. See if it lets me inside. Get a good look and see his house. Oh, wow. There's a nice little cake here. Very respectable vendors who bow when I enter, apparently. I like the little windows with the with the light gleaming in, and then you can see the reflections. There's fish tanks. So cool. I like the posters and the art.
Almost looks like he encapsulated the beauty of like the world around us in the game inside that one room.
I agree. I like, you have fish, you have the expansion art, and then you have just like, more fish. And then you have this like this stuffed monster.
I remember when you first had this, when you first showed me the way how his house was looking at first, I was just like, well, I'm like, oh, somebody plays Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I definitely get some Animal Crossing vibes. He's got the little terminal here.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's very
I'm
simple.
pretty sure those are the fish he caught.
Yeah. Oh, I feel that for sure. I haven't noticed all the artwork. Limsa. Uh-huh. More fish artwork on the walls.
Great chandelier.
Oh, wow, yeah. With the Moogles. Well, you know, as Rock said, like it'll be good that somebody else will be able to get a house, and hopefully they, you know, enjoy it, because the game, you know, is meant to be enjoyed. Stonehenge, Bismarck Fountain. Oh, even more art in this little menagerie.
I was gonna say also, he also has an in-game room that's still open for the FC, and his little FC room. It's not much, but it's still more than what he has.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Is this a jumping puzzle?
A little bit, yeah. You can make it up.
Heaven on High Tower.
Dinosaur bones.
I like the touch of dinosaur bones because it kind of brings a little bit of his real life into the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like he said, like he saw the divine and everything around him.
By the way, I appreciate y'all doing this.
Well, thanks for being here, man.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Thanks, Michael. And thanks for being a part of it, you know. Oh, that's Leviathan coming out of that fountain. I didn't even notice. Well, some people are definitely getting to the top of that.
At night, that Leviathan fountain is beautiful.
That's fun. What a word! I like if y'all tell me how to do that. I think that would be something that we could do. That would be fun and joyful. Work the game glamour contest. Like y'all would have to instruct me on what that would look like. I'm not the pinnacle glamour person. I roll my eyes when everybody says glamour's the true end game. I'm like, all right.
Hey, looking fly while you're killing stuff. I mean, it's 5% of your DPS.
Oh my gosh, you freaked me out. Like, so all of a sudden I was like, Code got on their dinosaur mount and they're standing on top of the bones, and I was like, it's animated. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was so wonderful.
It's Jurassic Park all over again.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
I have to record the book when I'm not on camera, because then I can capture it. I got a lot of pages you guys filled in.
Yep. I've been taking screenshots every single time it's been updating, so.
Thank you very much, Clink. Go ahead, Keelan. I like the photos that we took. Ward 5, plot 18 for the FC, plot 23 for where we're hanging out with Rock and his book.
Do you also say he has a house here on Primal?
Yeah, on Ultros. I don't know specifically where that is, but if anybody knows, we can obviously share that information out.
I think they already posted it. I'm not sure. They said it was the 8th Ward, plot 28. And the Goblet.
Okay.
Ward 8, plot what now?
28.
Okay, I'll log in and I'll head over there.
But I think they're planning something an hour from now.
Thanks for being here, Steven. We've got actually open mic if anybody wants to come and tell kind of a story or any kind of share any thoughts. This is just all of us, and grieving and processing as we can, and also celebrating Rock in this regard. So thank you guys for being here, and thank thanks to everybody for being here in voice, and thanks for people who've shared stories and people who've left comments. So you don't have to share it publicly. You can also go to the book. We're in Ward 5 of Mist on Sargatanis, and he's got a book that you can sign and leave messages. And we will grab screenshots. Clink is grabbing screenshots of the messages, and so we'll compile that and send to his wife, Jane, if you want to see where I'm at. I don't know if that's actually in camera. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Thanks for being here. You have a good one, Lamp. So Faye writes in chat and says, I'm not going to be bitter because he wouldn't want that, but I'm really sad that it took him passing away for me to move over an alt just to not say, oh, data center travel will be here soon. I'll join you guys one of these days, whatever he was organizing different stuff. You know, and obviously, yeah, that's something we've been waiting on, I think, as a global community as well, especially within the data centers themselves. And I think that will be a thing that will, I think, strengthen Final Fantasy as a game, but also as a community. But yeah. And no worries, Demon. You're here. Like, whether you're subbed, whether you're in game, like, that's one of the things that I think really was great about Rock. It's, you know, it's like, if you're on a break, if you're, you know, if you can't afford a sub, it's like, that should not be the the bar for whether you're a part of this community or not. You know, like.
Oh wow, the little fountain thing that he has is it's rainbow colored.
The Leviathan?
No, this one right here. It's got a
oh yeah,
stick out of it.
Thank you, Gotham. I hope you have a great day. Yeah, 7. I'll take a look.
I'm looking at Ward 8, Plot 28. It's New Gelmora.
On Ultros?
Yeah, I'm logged in right now. I'm looking at the residential wards.
We might have to verify that. So that was from SVENT. From all of the Order of Square Enix Static, we will miss you dearly. Your soul shine bright like a star in the community, and I hope that you found peace. It's beautifully well said, 7. And Faye says, yes, I think the last thing he's taught me is that there's not is to not hold back for a better time, which is the lesson so valuable. I don't think I can ever repay him for that one. I'm so happy that he pulled the trigger and started making content. You know, one of the things that I've really appreciated, especially the fact that we got to watch his last video, hear his words, hear his voice. Like that's something that, especially in the age of the internet, is a unique treasure that we get to share in that. You know. And my wife has a recording like of her, like grandpa, you know, just kind of talking, and it's, you know, that's all she's ever heard of his voice. And I was like, that's just so awesome and fascinating. And no worries, Heath. The ward and the plot in his book is open here on plot 23, Mist Ward 5. Sorry for yawning, guys. Annie was sick yesterday, and so it ended up being a long night. I think I could probably use a little bit of coffee. We'll probably, unless anybody has anything to say or you know whatnot, we'll probably wrap up here in the next 5-10 minutes. Thanks, Melamont, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Oh, Richard plays on Ultros. Nice. You're so knowledgeable, so interesting. You're 100% right, Faye. Yeah, that'd be wonderful, Void, if you don't mind. Organization is key. Otherwise I just get overwhelmed. Samuel says, one of the greatest things I've ever seen was that I wasn't able to afford my sub and someone in Discord purchased a 60-day time card and sent me the info. I hope that the spirit of helping continues to live on. And me too, 100%. Okay. At this time, I'm going to open it up to if anybody has a story or anything they want to share. I'll give you guys a couple minutes, and if nobody has anything to say, that's perfectly fine. Nobody needs to be forced to feel like they have to share anything. But if nobody does, then I'll go ahead and conclude our memorial. I'm just watching crisp Mount Roulette on top of that tower. It looks awesome from up there. And thanks for being here, Keelan.
Hey, Brian, I'm going to send you some of those screenshots of the book.
Excellent, thank you.
Yep. Let me know if any of them are. I know some of them are duplications, but just let me know which ones are. And
I'll get it. I'll get it sorted as long as we get the stuff captured and yeah, I'm gonna we'll have some fun. We'll get something prepared for Jane as well. Well, guys, thank you all so much for coming and being here, both virtually, in game, online, as on Twitch, on YouTube. If you need anything, one of the things that we want to exemplify here, what Rock exemplified, is that attitude of gratitude, that attitude of service, and that's a big part of what we feel and are privileged to be able to create, but that's all done together as a community. So may Rock forever walk in the light of the crystal. May he rest in peace, and may we continue to live on his legacy and do as he always did, by paying it forward, not ever asking for anything, but just trying to put good out into the world. So with that, I'm going to conclude the live stream. Thank you everybody for being here. Hopefully you guys got something good out of today, and we can carry Rock in our hearts as we walk forward, as he would want us to, as everybody wants us to be a great example of that. And if anybody it still feels like anything that was left unsaid, or you just didn't have the ability, you can always reach out to me directly. We will be collecting the notes in the book. So to be able to send to Jane. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully you all have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend, and we will see you soon.